With the recent re-emergence of older series like Neon Genesis Evangelion and Dragon Ball Super gaining popularity again, it's a no-brainer as to why Osamu Tezuka's Dororo is making such a huge impact. People love old stuff getting a new fresh coat of paint, and that's what Dororo aims to do. But there is another reason why Dororo is so good, and a lot of people have talked about their reasons, but I am here today to focus on mainly just one, which is my reason. So, with that being said, let me remind you that these opinions are of my own, and in no way do I intend to offend you or pretend they are to be taken as fact. Also remember, check the description, it has all of the info you'll need, like my Bento Reviews channel where I upload exclusive videos, and my Patreon page as well. Let's get into the show. So briefly, for those uninitiated, or if you need a refresher, what is Dororo? Dororo is a manga created in 1967, that's right, 1967, by Osamu Tezuka, the man who pretty much created manga as we know it, and the creator of series like Astro Boy, Metropolis, and of course, Dororo. The series follows a young boy named Dororo who travels with a man by the name of Hyakimaru, who had all of his body parts sacrificed by his father to gain immeasurable power. But Hyakimaru, while he has no body parts, gets them back by killing and slaying monsters. With each one slain, one body part grows back, and one thing is taken away from his father. So why is Dororo so good in the first place? Well, it has to do with Hyakimaru's missing body parts and his journey to get them back. It's so satisfying to see Hyakimaru defeat these monsters every episode and to see what body part he will get back next, and if it will be his ability to see, speak, or even hear. There is just something so profoundly interesting in seeing a grown man who has never known anything but eternal darkness, with no knowledge of sound or a sense of touch or what it's even like to see, gain these abilities and how he reacts. Things we take for granted in our everyday life, like hearing, is something that Hyakimaru initially struggles with. Things like feeling pain, where we would stray away from, Hyakimaru welcomes when he puts his foot into a campfire. And now you may be asking, why? Well, because to him it's such a new feeling, and even though it may be extremely painful, it's something he's never experienced, so he's willing to do that. Okay, so imagine a moment you were born like Hyakimaru, and then you start feeling, seeing, hearing, and instead of prosthetic limbs, you now have real ones. Think about how that would feel and how you would react to something like that. Of course, in some instances, it would be painful, especially getting the ability to hear. You are not at all accustomed to sounds either. You hear everything, all at once. A pin drop to another is, of course, just a pin drop, but to you, it's a bomb that's louder than eternity. Of course, I am exaggerating, but that's the idea. Everything is exaggerated. Think about your ability to see. You've never seen a thing in your life, and just being able to see one day, when before you never have or even knew about this concept of seeing at all, how would you react to that? Well, firstly, I would probably cover my eyes as the world would be too bright for me. Then, after some adjustment, I would probably look at anything and get a profound sense of overwhelming joy. In a way, it's like entering another universe. Once that was dark is now suddenly brimming with things, and your vision is overtaken by exotic life and stuff you've never even seen before or ever even knew existed. This is the real reason why Dororo is so good. This is why I like it so much. Hyakimaru literally experiences growth and character development through gaining back his body from these monsters and demons. And the satisfaction isn't only for Hyakimaru either. We, as the viewer, as well get to experience these new things along with him. As each body part is earned, we get to see how he reacts and what he learns from these new sensations. It's a lot like a video game and how we level up in one. We see our character's growth and feel satisfied about it. Which is funny, as Dororo got an adaptation on the PlayStation 2 with the video game Blood Will Tell. And because it is such a satisfying watch, it's ultimately one of the most satisfying experiences in anime this season. It will be interesting to see how Dororo progresses and the way Hyakimaru will grow in this show. Will he learn how to talk? What will his reaction be to seeing for the first time? These simple things keep me coming back to Dororo, and for this reason alone, I am 110% recommending this anime to anyone and everyone who would appreciate a story like this. It's not a terribly complicated story, but it doesn't need to be one in the least. And it's really not about complexity, but about its main character, Hyakimaru, and his journey to become complete, and I guess, as well, in a way, this also makes it a revenge story, but not on purpose, as by design of the story, it would have to be that in some ways. So please, give this show a shot. It's on Amazon Prime, which is a terrible platform and not worth the $15 entry into it alone, but thankfully there are some shows on the platform you should watch. And lucky for you, I have a handy-dandy list of shows available on your Amazon Prime subscription, which you should pick up the service for. Then probably cancel it right after you finish it. Links in the description for everything you need, and remember to subscribe and ring the bell. Also, if you have $1 to spare, you can support me on Patreon to get exclusive access to content you can't get publicly. Thank you for your support. Bye-bye.